Yes, I'm currently an associate professor with Griffith University on the Gold Coast in Australia. I do research both in Australia but also in China, in the United States too, and increasingly in Europe. I think it's fascinating to see a conference that brings together practitioners, academics, and government people together in one place. You get a rich exchange in ideas, and previously knowledge has tended to be siloed. This provides an opportunity for us to integrate and work together. I think one of the big things that a participant can gain from a conference like this one is diverse viewpoints, the ability to hear from experts from around the world, people who are embedded at the coalface, as it were, in industry, but also people who are at the cutting edge of new ideas from the academy, and finally to hear from government people what it's like to have to regulate these sorts of activities.
Good conference, definitely. I think I've taken part in your conference since day one, actually. And of course, this year you chose to adopt my mantra, which is expensive not to go green, and sort of reformulate it a little bit. So I'm happy about that. Of course, having worked in the sector for 12 years, I'm sort of fairly experienced, so there's not sort of a lot of very new things for me. But you always learn a few new things, and the networking is always good. So yeah, it's a good conference, definitely.
Yeah, the paper so far I have seen the presenter, and they make a very good point. And what we can learn from this conference is, for me, this is my first conference and attending the Greens conference. It's a eye opener for us, for newcomers for Greens. And as the presentations, the quality of the presentation also are very good. A lot of things that we can learn from this conference. For me, my department is in charge in terms of green technologies, so that we can inline our strategies with the industry, because all of you coming for this conference, all of you are the main player for this industry, so that we can inline our strategies, so that we can make a very better decisions for our organizations. That's all.
Yeah, I think there's a nice, when you look at people who are in the green building industry and people who are interested in it, there is like a range. There's people who are just new coming into it, and there's people who are a long time already in it. I think this conference has a bit of both, and it's got that nice mix. So I think we want more and more people to be so-called part of this undercurrent and movement that is going to emerge out from the still waters there. So I think there's a nice mix between that basic principles that you need, and some people say also theoretical, but theory is very important, and also that practice coming from the practice side and the more practical realities of implementing the cost, the dollars and cents. I think these two, what we call theory and practice, is a very important aspect. I think it's touched upon in this. When you look at who was in the conference, like you've got people from the government, like you have people from CIDB, and you have people also from the private sector. So, when we talk about, I know the issue was, should green building be mandatory? But my own observation is, when it's mandatory, actually it's the boring bit. Now is the exciting bit, where everybody is themselves excited about it, and themselves, they choose to be like my colleague here. Just talking to her is exciting enough. So talking to people like her. So we have very young people, and you have the senior people, and I think this is the exciting part, and we should some sort cherish it.
Yeah, I'm actually an engineer from Hong Kong. I work for the New World Construction Company. We are one of the biggest developers in Hong Kong doing residential, shopping mall, or hotel projects. All the presentations are fascinating, as there's some of the speakers from academics, or some of them from the consultancy, and some of them are actually the practitioners. And I found them, because Actually, I'm from Hong Kong, and most of them are from Malaysia and Singapore. We have kind of exchange of culture. We know more about the green building development in Malaysia and Singapore, and that brings a lot of insight to me, so that I can bring back to Hong Kong to share with all the industry people in Hong Kong.
All right, presenting Neapoli. So we are environmental engineering design consultants. So we help our client, apart from GBI and LEED certification, we also try to advise how to make their design to be more optimized. And I enjoy mixing with different, experts in the current building sector. And I think the participation is really good. Although I wish to see more students perhaps, so that they can understand further from what is about to come to them. Because when you're at the university, you tend to have case studies after case studies, but we can't really see how it's going to be implemented in the real world. So that is really important to open up to them.